Hi, I'm Joyce.
And I'm Adrielle.
And we are Divinely Guided. And we hope you've had a great week, a great weekend. We hope you've taken some time to enjoy yourself and indulge in self-care and develop those relationships that are important to you. This week we are continuing in our digesting of an article by Dr. Rachel Glick that talks about building and strengthening mother-daughter bonds. And even though we talk about mother-daughter bonds, these really go for any relationship in that family dynamic, don't you think?
Yeah.
Because it could be, these things could apply to mother, son, or daughter, father, or father, son. All of these are just some really good basic tips that can strengthen really any relationship. But she was talking specifically mother-daughter. All right. So, Adri, before we get started, how has your week been?
It's been pretty busy. It was okay.
Mm-hmm.
It was productive at work.
It was very busy at work, though, right?
Yeah, it was.
I've been hearing about how so many people have been stealing the benefits from food stamp recipients.
See, that hasn't affected us as much. We just hear about it.
Oh, okay.
So we're not the ones trying to fix that problem.
Oh,
But,
okay.
There's just been a lot to do.
Okay. I thought you all were working on fixing that problem, but that is more of a state office.
Not at my level.
More of the state office. Okay. So if you were still at the state, you might be caught up in it.
Probably not.
Probably not. Still not at your level.
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, it's been a pretty good week. My football watching yesterday was all in vain. Everybody I was cheering for lost. And it's been such a busy day today, I haven't even had an opportunity to watch any of the pro games. Have you watched any?
Oh, of course.
You're watching it right now.
Right now, it's right there.
Oh.
Even though my team's on a bye week, but I watch everybody else. It's fine.
Yeah. That's the thing. When you're a sports fan, it's everybody. You know. So I made a comment, and everybody assumed I was talking about my team, which I included my team in that. But
it's
everybody, all the teams I was cheering for yesterday lost.
Especially with the NFL for me, because there's only 32 teams, so it's easier for me to keep up with it. College is too big for me. I'm
college
not that
is
big of a fan of college football at this point. The last few years, I've not been that big of a fan.
Oh, okay.
NFL is where it's at.
Okay, well, different strokes for different folks. All right. But today that we have already talked about 3 different points that she discussed in this article. When she talks about leaving room for individuality, we talked about that. She says build your common interest, and we talked about that one. She says spend time together, but not too much time, which is what we talked about last week. And this week is one that I really love. It says, hear each other, even if you disagree.
Yeah.
So what are your initial reaction just to that topic?
Well, I mean, this is important. You have to be ready to hear each other even if you disagree. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to communicate unless you have the same viewpoint. And I don't know what kind of healthy relationship is going to come from that.
That's true.
So, yeah, you have to get to a place where even though it's not what you would say or think or do, you have to just accept that person where they are, accept how they view things. You don't have to agree on everything.
Right. Absolutely.
So,
yeah. And I think that's at the heart of really a lot of relationships.
Yeah.
Family, boyfriend, girlfriend.
Yeah, family, romantic, friendship, whatever.
Friendship. Yeah, all relationships. Hear each other, even if you disagree. And my reaction to that was, I love this. In any relationship, it is important to hear the next person, to really hear what they're saying. Because a lot of times, even if you don't agree, it helps you to understand their thought process and where they're coming from.
Yeah.
And if you're not willing to listen to a person's thoughts and, their ideas, even if they differ from yours, I'm like you. what kind of relationship can you have? You can't have a good one.
No.
One thing, she makes a couple of points in here that I was attracted to. The first one was when it comes to hearing each other, it says be open and authentic with each other. In other words, I don't have to say what I think you want to hear. I can just say what I really feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you think we do with that one? Being open and authentic.
I think we're always authentic. I don't think you ever just tell me what I want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you know I want to hear it.
Right. Do you tell me what I want to hear?
No, I don't.
Yeah, and I don't want you to either. It's always been we can talk about anything. Even when you were a very little girl, we can talk about anything. I remember one of your aunts saying, okay, I'm going to tell my daughter to make sure she talk with y'all since y'all talk about everything. But I think it's really important in that relationship when it comes to open and authentic. Everybody wants to be heard and validated.
Yeah.
And if I feel like you're not even listening to what I'm saying, then I don't feel like I'm being validated. And again, like I said, that doesn't mean I'm going to agree with you at the end of the day, or I'm going to see it from your same perspective. But I'm hearing what you're thinking and what leads you to that conclusion. And a lot of times it just helps you to grow personally when you can hear other people's views and viewpoints. I just think it helps you grow.
Yeah, it does.
Mm-hmm. Somebody said, yeah, it does.
I'm tired. It's a long week. It's starting over, but it's just 3 days. We get a little break.
Mm-hmm.
So just
yeah. It's been a very long day for me. I've been kind of running all day long, and I still cut some things out of my schedule because I realize I can't get these done, and I'm gonna drive myself crazy trying to. So I just have to know when to say when, and that is what I'm doing. But anyway, one thing she says is that being more open and more authentic might lead to more conflict or more disagreement because you're saying exactly what's on your mind. But she says that you should keep talking anyway. Keep having those conversations, even if they are hard conversations.
Yeah. And when it comes to hard conversations, one thing that I like to keep in mind, and this for me goes for any type of relationship at all, if y'all are having some type of disagreement, it's never, in a healthy relationship of any kind, it's never me versus you, really. It's us versus this situation. So I like to keep that in mind.
I like that. I like the way you put that.
Yeah, it's always us versus the situation. So if we're having a situation where we're not saying eye to eye, it's not me versus you. Like, we're not boxing. Like, it's never that.
Right. And that's kind of leads into the next statement she says about it is that in those conversations, you need to stay away from the I'm right and you're wrong.
Yeah. I don't like that.
Which one of you used to say, okay, you were wrong and I was right? One of you used to say that when y'all were little.
It's probably me, honestly. But I don't know. I don't remember.
But yeah, she says you should stay away from that, because a lot of times it isn't a matter of you're wrong and I'm right. It's just we see this differently. We perceive it differently.
The polarity of wrong and right in some certain situations, those aren't even the right words to even be using. Like you said, like, it's just not, that's just too black and white. Right. In some ways.
Right.
In certain situations. Like, it's not even about that. We're just having a conversation where you don't have the same views.
Yeah. So that's important to avoid those you're right, I'm wrong, I'm right, you're wrong kind of thing. We're just discussing. We're exchanging thoughts and ideas and feelings, and that's okay. Your thoughts, your expressions, your feelings, as long as they're not hurting someone, it's okay. It's okay. Another thing she says is that when you're having those open and honest conversations, that you should listen to each other with the intention to understand the views.
Yeah.
And I thought, that's a beautiful way to put that. I'm listening to you because I want to understand where you're coming from. I want to understand what you're thinking. And I just think that's beautiful. My thought is this, and tell me what you think about it. I think a lot of times when people are in conversation, they listen with the intent to respond rather than the intent to understand. I'm listening to you so I can say, okay, so this is how I'm going to counter what you just said, or this is what I'm going to say back.
Yeah, and even listening, I use the word listen loosely. A lot of people don't really listen. They just want to talk, I've found. And I'm like, we're not ever going to see eye to eye because you're just talking. I feel like a conversation has to have some degree of comprehension in it.
Right.
Or what are we doing?
Right.
So a lot of people, they just talk and they give their viewpoints, they give their worldview, and then that's it. They kind of shut down. And that's kind of it. So it's just hard to reason or have a real conversation with somebody when they're being that way.
Yeah, that's true. But I like I said, I really like that. Listen with an intention of understanding each other's views and ideas. And again, like I said, it opens up another opportunity for growth. I have learned so much and grown so much by listening to you. And some of the things that, because you have some very different ideas and things that really feed you, that you share those with me.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've grown a lot from listening with those.
Interesting.
Why you say that?
I don't know. I just feel like I have this thing where I feel like I often feel like I'm too young to have something important to say. So whenever somebody's like, oh, I didn't think of it that way, you said it's interesting, I'm like, you're learning something from me.
No, you're not. What, you say you're too young?
Sometimes it feels like I'm too young, and I feel like it makes people not listen or something. So it's interesting when people say that they learned something from something I did or said.
Okay.
It amuses me.
Well, I don't think you're too young, and I think a lot of times we can really learn from younger people.
I agree.
Because we're looking at a different perspective.
Yeah.
And different, having a different perspective is really important. It's too easy to get caught in what you think and always have thought and always have done and looked at it this way and always looked at it this way. And why would we change the way we look at it? Because life is ever evolving.
Yeah.
The world we live in is always evolving. And for all the people who keep on trying to take us back because they don't want to evolve, you're going to have to evolve anyway.
Yeah, you will.
Anything that does not grow and change eventually dies.
Yeah.
So
people are always asking what's wrong with classical music and why it can't be more popular. And has it, like, a lot of that same stuff, this is so off topic, but not really. Like, I feel like we're always talking about the music canon and we're like worshiping Bach and Beethoven and stuff still. And I'm like, that's great, but there needs to be fresh blood. There needs to be innovation. There needs to be stuff has to change for it to stay alive. And I think when you look at stuff like rap music, it's like one of the most popular genres of music. There's constantly innovation happening there. There's constantly people pushing the envelope. And while we pay homage,
that's true.
While we pay homage to the people who set the tone and we never forget them, we don't keep getting caught up in what they did, so we can't move on. And so I feel like classical music's never going to be what it was because it won't evolve. And I think rock and roll has a similar issue, as somebody who likes that, where you just kind of worship the Metallicas and all the 80s music and stuff, but there's so many bands that we could also be, propping up, but we can't see that because we're too focused on the way things were. But we can't see that it's time to move forward to grow. So I think that's like a comparison I would make.
And I can definitely see that, because if we're not communicating and not communicating new ideas and new thoughts, like you said, the same thing with the music. It will die.
Yeah, and everybody's like, "What's happening with classical music?" Like in the music world, the classically trained music world, like what's happening?
Nothing.
Exactly, literally nothing. And yeah, there are composers, but We're too busy talking about Bach and Beethoven still.
Interesting. Okay. But yeah, so no, I don't think you're too young to say things that I can learn from. Like I said, I learn from you all the time. But, one of my goals is always to learn.
Yeah.
You get what you're looking for. And so I'm always looking to learn. And so if you have something that's going to teach me something, I don't want to be so caught and not willing to listen that I miss out on a great lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because when you stop learning and growing, you start dying. And I've planned to live to be 100, so I can't afford to stop growing right now. Yeah, and one of the things that the writer also mentions is when you get to a place where you have a basic disagreement on thought or perception or ideal, then that's when you have to say, okay, I'm listening. I really want to understand what this means to you. So can you tell me more? And when we ask that question, we have to be really willing to listen and learn the more. And if you're open, and a lot of times we aren't very open, but if you are open, people can quite often tell you things. And I think if you're going to have that rich mother-daughter relationship, you have to be open for your daughter as a young adult to come and talk, or even still as a teen or a preteen. You have to be open to hear what they have to say. And, sometimes you have to be able to explain yourself a little bit more, because sometimes it's easy to tell a child, you do this. Well, you do this because I said do this. But sometimes it makes it easier for them when you could explain to them what your concerns are.
Okay.
Did the computer go to sleep? It hadn't been on that long.
Did it die?
It died an untimely death. It hasn't been on that long. But it does appear to be gone. Oh, we digress.
Anyway, I feel like we're almost done anyway. So.
Oh. But anyway, so one final thing that she did say on here that I highlighted and circled and made multiple comments on is that you have to share your views respectfully. You can't bash each other or say that's stupid or that don't make no sense or why would you say that?
Yeah.
If that's the approach that you're going to have, that's going to kill open conversation in the future.
Yeah.
Because if you're coming to tell me something and I'm responding to you that way.
That would be horrible.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to come back.
No.
And tell me stuff. We can't have. And so then you've lost the authenticity of the conversation and of the relationship.
Yeah.
I can't tell you anything because you're not going to respect me. You're going to call me stupid. And that just isn't the way you should respond. So that was kind of the last thing that I was left with from this subject, is to maintain respect, even if you disagree. And then one of my favorite things that I've said for as long as I've been alive probably is sometimes you have to agree to simply disagree.
Yeah.
Well, we'll just agree to disagree on that. And guess what? That's okay. The world will keep spinning. You don't have to always be right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that's it. Hear each other out, even if you disagree. Stay away from the I'm right and you're wrong. Be authentic and open. Listen with an intent to understand, not an intent to respond. And then share your views and listen to each other respectfully. And when all else fails, we can just agree to disagree and not harm our mother-daughter bond. And sometimes we do that, agree to disagree.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's never stopped our relationship from being a good, strong relationship. It's probably one of the strongest relationships I have
Oh.
with my Adri.
Yeah.
She said, oh. But don't you think so?
Yeah.
Just a really good.
And if something does happen that I didn't necessarily like, I feel like I'm good at coming to you respectfully and being like, I didn't like that.
Yeah, you do. You do that. And I try to, when you do that, I listen.
Yeah.
When you tell me that. And then sometimes we'll still disagree. And then sometimes we'll come back to a place where, you know, I have told you sometimes, well, no, I didn't mean it that way.
Yeah.
And so, but it's good to talk things out and be willing to listen.
And I'm like that with every relationship in my life. Like if something happens, I'm like, we got to talk about that. I didn't like that. So no one will ever have to wonder, oh, did something I say to Adriel really bother her? I'll tell you.
Right.
I will come to you and be like, I didn't like that.
Right. And I've always been that way too. There's a caveat though. I've been that way with people I care about.
Yeah.
I will share what I didn't like about it or what concerned me.
Yeah.
Let me put it that way. With people that I care about.
Yeah.
People I don't care about,
They're not gonna bother.
Right. It doesn't
not
really
worth it.
matter. Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So that's the way I am about that. So but
see, even if you can't go to somebody and have that type of conversation, that's a relationship that needs work. Like somebody you care about, y'all can't have those types of conversations. That's a red flag, honestly.
that's true. That's true. It is absolutely a red flag if you can't even say. And if you can't disagree and still be good.
Be respectful.
Right.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with that relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is true. This is true. Well, I love that topic. As you can see,
You did love that topic.
all of my red writing.
You're very type A, and I feel like I'm more type B. And there it is.
I am type A, although I always try to tell myself I'm not.
I feel like I'm very much type B.
She started laughing.
That's funny. I feel like I used to be more type A, but something happened a few years ago. I don't even know what it was, and I'm just like, whatever, just type B. I don't know.
Said.
I have just hippied all the way out, and it is what it is.
Oh boy. Okay, Adri.
That was funny.
It's funny.
It is.
Oh man, I'm so tired. I don't even know what to do with myself, and I have so much to do.
We have a lot to do this week.
We do. We have a ton to do this week, and I'm exhausted.
At least you've been shopping.
I did do some shopping. Have you not been shopping?
I saw it.
You didn't get in my bag, did you?
No, but I saw I saw the food that you've been shopping for.
Oh, yes.
I don't know if you're talking about Christmas gifts or what. I didn't look at that.
Oh, I did do some Christmas shopping.
I meant Thanksgiving.
But yeah, I did a lot of Thanksgiving shopping. I went on Friday and I made the mistake of waiting until around 2.
Oh no.
And it was just so crowded. And I thought, why aren't some of y'all at work?
At work. I wonder that sometimes too when I'm on lunch break or something.
Why are y'all out here? Who's not on the lunch break?
Maybe you're also just on lunch break.
They were everywhere though, but I managed to get most of the things that we need. Anything that we don't have right now is something that got left off my list because I did a list. I went to the store. I got everything. And of course, there were a couple of things that I missed. So I made a secondary list and I went back to the store and I got all of those things. And then I went,
yeah, there it is right there.
And did, you see a lot of it. And then there's some stuff in the garage and there are things in the freezer.
There's a lot to do.
Yeah. And then I also wanted to do a little Christmas shopping because it's time to put up the trees. And as you know, I hate to have the trees up without gifts. So I make life hard on myself.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Who's she talking to? But that's okay because you're going to help me.
I will help you.
We're going to cook. We were supposed to start cooking this weekend, but we haven't been still long enough to do it. So tomorrow when you get off work, just come with your sleeves rolled up because, baby, cooking must commence. We are already behind.
Okay.
But anyway, all right. So we're going to hear each other. We're going to disagree over some menu items probably.
We won't disagree over
we
menu
won't.
items.
Okay.
No.
Okay. All right. But anyway, it's been good talking to you. I needed this good smile that you bring me.
Oh.
Yes. So, and to you all, listen to your the people in your relationships. Listen. It's okay if you don't agree. Listen. Be nice. Just be nice. All right. And of course, this week, the week that we're filming it, is the week of Thanksgiving. So we are looking forward to food and family and a whole lot of gratitude and Thanksgiving. Because even in the midst of whatever's going on in your life, there's still a lot to be thankful for. So we're just going to enjoy family, and we're going to fill the house with laughter. And this room, I got to do a whole lot of cleaning to make to make room for all of the laughter. Mary Kay has taken over. She is all over this room.
The thing about Mary Kay is there's boxes everywhere too, so you ought to just be able to just and then move the boxes.
And some more boxes are coming today because I just had a big party and ordered a lot of stuff today. So some more boxes are coming this week.
This shouldn't be as bad as it looks. Just put it in the boxes and then just take it up.
Mary Kay has taken over.
This is doable.
Is it doable?
Yeah.
Okay, and then I have receipts everywhere. But anyway, I'm going to stop and get myself together.
Okay.
All right. And everybody have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And while you're having your wonderful Thanksgiving, always what, Adri? Take time to take care of yourself.
Take time to take care of yourself.
Oh, that's my line. Okay.
Because you deserve it.
You absolutely do.